like Bing as a database. You're just searching stuff that's been stored. You're searching the archive. You're searching records. So Cortana and Alexa from Amazon, Cortana and Hey Google functions is really just typing in a request and pulling up records. It's the same thing, but it's by voice. So this software could have a silicon aspect to it within the plastic box, or it could be a USB plug-in to your plastic box or to your laptop. It could be a USB GPU through the USB-C connection, which they're putting into the next Xbox console. Will have USB-C, which is high bandwidth, and that's how you make it third party, so you don't have to build them, and the user, the owner, plugs it in. So the responsibility of that AI feature and your record keeping is not on Microsoft, it's on the user. Because you got to get around the liability. Microsoft just makes software. It just makes operating systems for third parties to make programs. It's not making people's programs. It ain't telling you how your life. It's not giving you an expectation of how to live your life. It's not even running your life. It doesn't want to run your life. It does not want to put a camera or a microphone in your house and it can listen to you when you're on the toilet. Like, it doesn't want to do that. It's strictly nothing to do with that. And so there's a barrier there that if anything, what you could do is basically the console is, making it available, the GPU on the console through an app available for other peripherals. So you could have your Google Hub, Nest Hub, connect to your Xbox and use the hard disk and partition the hard disk and the GPU to process AI-related software calculations and like building a database. So you buy your Google device, like you could probably even use there's smart dots. There's Google smart things they plug in and you can talk to them. Google have voice assistants, so I think they could probably do that tomorrow. So that just would be an app, and that's all software in a way. It's a lot of it is software. It's on existing hardware. So you see Microsoft getting into hardware for gaming because you're making hardware to support the software. It's not sort of making hardware because you want to sell hardware. No, they don't want to sell hardware. They don't care. It's cheaper and it's best for the consumer, for the market, that they take the risk to sell software. So that's one thing they could do tomorrow to make AI happen, is to just have an app, a Google Nest Hub. It's like a Google speaker. You plug into the wall and you can talk to it. Hey Google, play me some music, and it'll just play your iHeart Radio. That you could have that connect to your Xbox. And so when you're talking to Google and you want to develop a Chat GPT databank, that can be stored on your Xbox, and your Xbox GPU can handle those calculations. So instead of using cloud AI to process your query, you could just use your own console computer in your house, which is an Xbox console. So that's kind of like, I see where what the prototyping could do with the hardware now is just have a USB-C, not just opening up apps for Google, but you could actually, with the USB-C, you could probably plug stuff into it to access AI features, off your console. gets into how, when you if AI sort of how is AI introduced to the consumer market, and like what is it going to look like? Well, at the moment, it looks like a browser. It looks like Bing.com. It looks like ChatGPT, Bing, ChatGPT enabled Bing searches and queries, and it looks great. It's called Copilot, and it's great. It makes you smarter. It makes you want to read more. It's definitely user-driven, and on a community level, community-driven. So people like making queries about things. It's a browser, so it's not even an operating system. It's not even on a computer. It's just on a browser. As any browser in the world. It's any computer, any phone. I've got Copilot ChatGPT on my phone, on an app off Android, and I'm just doing Android searches. I'm doing Copilot searches, and it's working great. So they're already doing it now. But it's kind of like, instead of using a cloud and it being free, could I process those Copilot queries? It's like a Google search, but it's more extensive. It'll give you an essay response, and you can read it, and it's great. So can you do that instead of accessing the cloud? Sometimes you have to wait in line. Can you do that locally in your home? And so that's software. And Microsoft is a software company. Can you do browsing and get that processed off your console in your house? There's consoles and there's PCs and there's tablets and there's phones. There's different types of computers out there. So, I can imagine prototyping a new console that can have features, silicon and microchips that actually can reflect what's happening with the software. Now that's complementary. So, how far does Microsoft go? They're not very far at all. Just the existing Series S with the USB-C plug. Maybe some AI aspects to it. Maybe it's just a USB-C plug, and then whatever's AI can be plugged in through the USB. Can be third party Xbox licensed to third party peripheral. What's the point of changing the motherboard and putting AI silicon on the motherboard when no one cares anyway? Not everyone's going to use Copilot ChatGPT on their Xbox, and if they wanted to, just have it plugged in. So you can see, you could actually have nothing to the next Series S. You could just have a Series S with a USB-C plug, and then just have Google or Amazon developed Hey Google or Amazon Hey Alexa, and that's just plugged into the Xbox. Now what happens is you download the app onto your Xbox, the Alexa app or the Hey Google app, and then you can start accessing the AI tech and the voice assistant through that dongle, which is plugged into your Xbox. So the dongle goes one step further, because a dongle doesn't have to have an LCD screen. You've got your TV. You see how now Google and Amazon can make smart AI chips enabled devices that would be hundreds of dollars each. They're not going to be cheap. But they don't have to develop a screen. They can keep a circle with a speaker in it. They can just do a little microchip plastic PVC inside of a plastic mold with a speaker on it and some lights. They wouldn't have to do anything more on it. They could have an LCD screen, maybe some basic stuff on the front to confirm numbers, or a clock radio with a couple of digits to perhaps confirm numbers in terms of login numbers that would flash up that you could use to put on the screen. You could have a basic LCD screen that could have some presentation on it. But it's on Google, it's on Amazon to do that. Microsoft wouldn't have to do anything. Just have USB. If it's already been earmarked to have USB-C, that's been linked on the